You probably didn't even think of this, but that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. All of the ways that business credit can grow your business. You guys are absolutely sleeping on this, especially women, veterans, minorities. I don't even like that word, minorities. Black-owned businesses, Hispanic-owned businesses, underrepresented groups, right? LGBTQ businesses. Guys, these are the businesses that need this information. These are the strategies that the biggest companies in the world are using. I'm talking about Walmart, talking about Facebook, Target, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, all of these companies that function in our capitalistic economy, right? And you can do the exact same thing. It is a cheat code. There is a strategy, and it's absolutely the way that you can get access to financing to grow your business. It doesn't matter if you're a startup. Doesn't matter if you have been in business for 10 years or 20 years and maybe you've struggled and haven't generated as much revenue as you want. It doesn't matter, okay? You can start. Doesn't matter if the bank told you no. Well, guess what? The bank's saying no to 80% of people, so don't feel so discouraged, okay? You have options out there. You have options in the alternative finance world. Did you know that alternative finance actually surpassed traditional bank financing in 2023? You know what that tells me? Don't even listen to all of the mainstream bullshit that you hear on the TV, okay? What you need to know is that there is a massive pool of private capital that is literally waiting for you. All you got to do is hit all the strategy, all the requirement points to qualify. And there is a strategy to it. And that's exactly why you're here on this channel, because on the Domino Effect, we give you all of the tips, tools, tactics, and resources that are going to help you decrease all of those denials, increase your approvals, and get access to the money that it takes so that you can start your marketing campaign, so that you can get all of the supplies that you need for the job that you've got coming up with that new contract, so that you can hire that new crew to be able to complete the job, so that you can meet payroll, right? So that you don't have to wait 60 days for your invoices to come through because they're always delayed. You have options, guys, so you don't have to be digging into your personal savings. You don't have to be pulling out your debit card and getting no benefits from that, right? You don't even have to be messing up your personal credit score. You have to separate your liability and just follow these simple steps to be able to get to the next step. So do me a favor, if you find this information helpful and valuable, then you know the YouTube algorithm, go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button, so I can continue to make more free courses and trainings just like this one. Access to funding is so important for women, for veterans, because it can be a challenge to be able to grow your business when you don't know exactly what your next step is, right? And a lot of these resources have been pulled out from a lot of communities. That is why online and what's happening in 2025 and moving forward is so impactful, right? And we want to be part of that movement and helping you guys get that, because it's 100% possible, right? Just because the bank said no, now you actually have a starting point. Where can you move from, okay? Instead of going online and applying over and over and over again randomly, what you're doing is you're risking hard inquiries on your credit report, and you're just messing up your DTI ratio. You're messing up everything, right? I've seen files where we've had clients that went from a 700 credit score all the way down to like a 5 something because they put cars under their social. They were out applying everywhere, right? They had 10 inquiries, okay? So you guys got to be smart about how you do this, because you don't want to pull yourself out of the game before you even truly get started. But now, what's important about this and why business credit comes into this is because there are so many ways that it can grow your business, but today we're going to get into 5. So make sure you get out your pen, you get out your paper, and or your notepad, and you make sure that you take notes, because this information is truly going to help you, okay? It's the most important way for you to get access to capital, especially if you don't have cash flow, credit, or collateral right now. You are a true startup, okay? You don't want to pay for a lot of your expenses using your personal credit cards, okay? So the benefit of building business credit is the more credit that you show reflecting on your credit reports, then the higher those amounts that the lenders will be willing to extend to you, the easier it is to get the best kind of financing out there. I'm talking about SBA loans, lines of credits, that boosts your chances, okay? And then also if you're simultaneously working on your credit score, but we're talking about operating from a point of maybe where your credit score is not that great right now, okay? So what your business credit can do is it can actually give you a more robust profile, okay? The best type of financing out there is SBA loans, right? Where you can get hundreds of thousands, you can even get up to millions of dollars, okay? Term loans where you can get 10, 15, 30-year terms. The lowest interest rates out there, the best money, biggest loan amounts for a lot of different companies. If that's where you're headed, you might not need SBA financing. But if you want access to large amounts of capital, maybe you're buying a business, whatever that looks like, okay? You can't start building, you have to think about it like this, right? You can't start building consumer credit to get a mortgage, right? You can't be like, I need a mortgage, okay? I'm here, I'm ready to start building my credit. No, they want to see that you actually have lived a life, right? And that you actually are making payments. They want to see your profile, okay? You have to start building. You have to start getting small credit cards. You have to build up to a car. You build up to, a few of the credit cards that have higher limits. You show that you're making payments on time. That is how and then you get up to the mortgage part, right? So it's the same thing in the business world. You have to do the steps, right? The domino effect. You have to do the steps. But if you want the best terms and the largest loan amounts, then you have to build business credit. All right, so that was the fifth way that business credit can grow your business. And the fourth way that it can grow your business is it increases your cash flow, gives you more flexibility. You can use the cash in your business to pay for everything that you need, okay? But if you do this, right, then you have less cash when you actually need it. I have a perfect example. I was listening to Patrick Bet-David. If you don't know who Patrick Bet-David is, go check him out. But they were bidding for the location where I believe Valuetainment is, his media company. So they were bidding for that location. And there were like 40 people in the auction room, and it was like a $40 million bid. And everybody's doing their little bid thing, but you know how he ended up getting the building is because he was the only one that came in with cash, and he got it at a lower offer because he had cash. So cash, right? Make sure you have some on reserve, okay? You want to look at this like how the big boys are doing it, okay? You can do this. If you look at Walmart, 80% of the shit that they put on their shelves, they use business credit to buy, okay? So if they're using business credit to get the toilet paper, to get the paper towels, to get the soap that's on the shelves. And then you go into Walmart, right? You're handing them over your money, and then they're using your money to pay off that credit. You see how that works? Okay? You go in and they get the paper towels, they get the toilet paper, they get the soap, okay? They go in and they get this, they use business credit to get it, right? So what are they doing? They're invoicing it, okay? They're getting it on net terms, okay? So they're paying it at a later time, 30 days later, 60 days later, okay? When you go into Walmart, you make your Dove purchase, okay? You make your Bounty purchase or whatever it is, and you give them their money, your money, and they use that. Okay, that allows them to basically conserve and stockpile their cash, and then they use that cash to go and get more stores. The wheels are turning here, guys. I can see it. Now, Apple, they're doing the exact same thing, okay? They have like billions in debt, but they also have billions in cash. If you know Dave Ramsey, okay, he would tell you, and my mom loves Dave Ramsey, and this is not a dig to Dave Ramsey, but Dave Ramsey's whole thing is like, save your money, get out of debt, right? But Apple is literally the opposite. They're like, utilize debt. That's how we grow. And they are one of the most valuable companies in the world, guys, okay? So what they're doing is they're leveraging it. They're leveraging that debt to pay for everything that they can, and they're saving their cash, and then they're using their cash for things like research, for things like development, for things like retail expansion, for opening stores. They're using it's literally how they became one of the biggest companies in the world, okay? So you can literally use this exact same strategy to bring it to your business, and you want to build business credit and use it to pay for all of the things that you're already paying for. Not to mention, you're going to get rewards, you get cash back, you get points, and then you have more money to save for cash, right, on things like acquisitions, right? You can purchase when you want to purchase another business. If you're expanding, you want to get another location. If you do want to do a marketing campaign, you could easily use business credit for some of these other things, okay? So then these things that you're spending your money on or that you're using to grow, there are strategies to help you go faster, okay? So it's all about how the biggest companies, publicly and privately, how are they doing it? You can literally copy the exact same strategy and free up your cash flow, use business credit to build up as well. So the third way that business credit can help you is lower interest rates. Now, obviously, interest rates are reflective of you individually, right? But the interest rates that you pay are directly related to your individual business credit quality, even personal credit quality, depending on what you're looking at. But on the business credit side, directly related to your business credit quality. It means that you can get more money at better terms if you have a nice business credit established profile, okay? It's literally the difference between you getting $300,000 a month and paying $5,000, which is what my client got, versus borrowing paying $75,000 a month and paying $9,000 a month. The difference is you're going to get longer terms at a lower interest rate. You can borrow more, but you have to have good business credit, okay? Because it shows the lenders that you're responsible. It shows the lenders that you have established relationships with vendors. And we're talking about multiple trade lines here. We're not just talking about one or two, okay? You want to have like at least 10 established, okay? And you want to be showing that you're making on-time payments, because that is super important to them in the business credit world. And it shows that your business can literally stand on its own aside from your social. Now, the second thing is just your overall credibility. And this one really applies for people that are looking for government contracts, right? They are looking at your business credit profile. It's one aspect of it. There's a lot more into it, right? And I'm not an expert in government contracts, but I know that this is one important aspect. It's not at all like your personal credit, okay? On your personal credit, there's something called the FAIR Act, okay? The Fair Credit Reporting Act. Now, the problem with this is it doesn't even apply to business credit, okay? It's like a wild west out of the business credit side. There are no restrictions, okay? Anybody can get your business credit, anybody that wants access to it. So if you are applying for a government contract, they can pull that. Insurance can pull it as well. And, they're using it to make decisions about you guys. So if you want to have a good reputation for your business, it only helps you. My favorite word, one of my favorite words, leverage yourself, okay? Because they are going to be looking at those factors, especially if you're in those industries, and that's where you see yourself headed. And that brings me to the number one way that business credit can grow your business, and it is separating your liability. And it's not just me saying this, guys. The SBA says this, Entrepreneur Magazine, Forbes, Inc. Not only that, but I've underwritten hundreds of applications. I've worked with businesses from startups all the way to multi-million-dollar companies. And this is part of the process, guys. When you separate your liability, oh my God, it is such a blessing, right? Because sometimes part of what we do, like I said, is we specialize in helping clients that are going through, that can't get funded at the bank, are considered unbankable. We do that by looking at the documents and mitigating risks, right? But if you're commingling your funds and things like that, it can be a challenge when you're going in to get funded. Sometimes lenders don't even want to dig into it, especially if there's so much going on and they start to see a pattern. They're going to deny it. They're going to see it as a red flag, okay, you guys? And it's really important that you understand the difference between the two. So you don't want to be doing things like transferring funds from your personal bank account to your business bank account. It may seem like it's not a big deal, but that day will come where you're like, I need to go get some money for my business because I'm ready to grow. I have an opportunity. I need to get this inventory, and when you go in, this is going to be the issue, okay? So make sure you get in front of it, all right? Now, you don't want to have to use, if you don't have to use your PG right now, at some point you will. Let's just be real. At some point, you're going to use your personal guarantee, your social, but you don't have to do it when you don't have to. Why? Why do that? Okay, if you don't have to do it, don't do it. Don't let your personal credit don't let messing up your personal credit actually get into the way of you getting great funding later, okay? So separate it, separate your liability. This is literally the best thing you can do. And you can design this from the very beginning, okay? Personal credit was never designed to fund a business, okay? So you're not going to get the same amount of approval, higher limits, higher amounts. You're not going to get the same type of opportunities that you would on the personal credit side that you would on the business credit side. So did you get that? Okay, you're not going to get the same opportunities, meaning you're not going to get higher approval amounts. You're not going to get better rates. You're not going to get better terms, not as good as if you went and used your personal credit to get it. You are going to hit a wall. Why? Because you've got your personal credit cards on. You've got life on there, right? Your personal credit cards, your home, You may have all kinds of bills on there, right? You have to think about your DTI ratio. If anything goes wrong, boom, you need to keep that separate, okay? So it's not going to be anything that limits you by getting business credit. As a matter of fact, you can get 10 to 100 times higher amounts of funding if you have business credit established. So what's the moral of that? Well, stop using your personal credit to fund your business. You do not have to do this. It is how you will get yourself into a financial mess that is really difficult to get out of. Not impossible, and you can get out, but don't do it, right? You're using personal credit to fund your business. It's not meant for that, and it's going to take long. What if it takes longer to generate revenue, right? What if it costs more money than you think? And what if you have to max out your personal credit cards and you're damaging your personal credit scores? Now your husband's mad at you. Now your wife's mad at you. And you've got all this other added stress because you can't pay the light bill and your phone bill. Okay. You don't want that to be happening. Okay. So make sure that you are not using your personal credit to fund your business. You want to keep these inquiries off of your personal reports. Using your business credit to qualify does not require you to have to use your personal credit or your social. You're not using credit limits on the personal side, okay? You're using the business credit side to be able to fund it. And it helps keep your personal credit in shape when you're looking at SBA financing down the road, when you're looking on the personal side, a home, right? If you're looking for the mortgage, or even if you want to apply for a credit card on the personal side. So those are 5 ways that business credit can grow your business. If you guys have been thinking about business credit, what's been holding you back, right? A lot of people are waiting because I think that there's an anticipation that, hey, I'm not going to qualify. But you won't ever qualify if you don't actually seek out and get the information. So make sure that you're getting out there, getting the information, scheduling your funding planning session so you can talk with one of our advisors and we can walk you through where you currently stand and what the next steps are, because your business matters, especially if you're a woman, if you're a veteran. We are the fastest growing businesses in the US, yet the most underfunded. Let's stop that issue right now. We have the capacity to do it right here. So go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you found the information helpful. And I want you to do 2 things for me, okay, guys? I want you to download your free business credit building guide, okay? You can get that at the link in the description below. It is a really good tool to help you get started. And the second thing, well, I already told you, you want to schedule your funding planning session at plan.dominofxgroup.com. You can also text questions to 888-488-4145. We love to hear from you. Please take our survey because your voice matters in order to create change. All right, you guys, make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button, so that I can continue to make more free courses and trainings just like this one. See you next time.